What if I told you that your favorite breakfast cereal was born from a failed experiment, a forgotten pot, and two brothers who accidentally changed morning routines forever? Stick around to discover how a kitchen mistake became the crunchiest success story in American history. It's March 7th, and across America, people are celebrating National Cereal Day. But here's the thing, most people don't know. The crispy, crunchy flakes in your bowl started as a spectacular failure in a Michigan sanitarium kitchen back in 1894. Meet Dr. John Harvey Kellogg and his younger brother Will Keith Kellogg. John runs the Battle Creek Sanitarium in Michigan, where he's obsessed with healthy eating and digestive wellness. He's convinced that bland food is the path to good health, which, let's be honest, sounds about as fun as watching paint dry. But John is serious about this. He's creating all sorts of experimental foods for his patients. Nut butters, granola, strange vegetarian concoctions. Anything to keep people away from what he considers unhealthy fare. One day in 1894, John and Will are in the sanitarium kitchen trying to make granola dough. They're boiling wheat to soften it, planning to roll it into sheets and bake it into something nutritious and presumably completely tasteless. But then something happens. They get called away. Maybe an emergency. Maybe John needs to give one of his lengthy lectures on digestive health. Whatever the reason, they abandon the pot of boiled wheat and forget about it. When they finally remember and come back, the wheat has gone stale, completely dried out. In 1894, you didn't waste food, especially at an institution serving hundreds of patients. So they figure, let's try to salvage this. They run the stale wheat through rollers, expecting it to form a nice dough sheet like it's supposed to. Most people would have tossed it and started over, but Will, Keith Kellogg's brother, the more practical of the two, has a different idea. What if they bake these flakes anyway? They do. And when those flakes come out of the oven, toasted and crispy, something magical has happened. The patients love them, not just tolerate them. Remember, these are people who've been eating Dr. John's intentionally bland health food for weeks, maybe months. Suddenly, they've got something that's nutritious and has actual texture. It's crunchy, it's satisfying, it's revolutionary. The Kellogg brothers call their discovery Granos, and soon patients are asking to take boxes home with them after leaving the sanitarium. But here's where the story gets interesting. The two brothers don't agree on what to do next. John, ever the health purist, wants to keep the flakes exactly as they are. Plain, wholesome, virtuous. Will, who's been doing most of the actual work while his brother gets the credit, has a different vision. He thinks, what if we add a little sugar? What if we make this something people actually want to eat, not just something they should eat? The brothers' relationship deteriorates. Will eventually leaves the sanitarium and strikes out on his own. In 1906, he founded the Battle Creek Toasted Cornflake Company, later known as the Kellogg Company. And that sugar John hated, Will add it. Not a lot by today's standards, but enough to make his cornflakes appealing to the masses. He also does something brilliant. He signs every single box with his signature to guarantee authenticity. His timing is perfect. America is urbanizing. People are moving to cities, working in factories and offices. They don't have time for elaborate breakfasts anymore. They need something quick, convenient, and affordable. Cornflakes are all three. By 1909, Will is selling over 1 million cases a year. The accidental invention from a forgotten pot of wheat has become a breakfast empire. And here's the beautiful irony. John Harvey Kellogg, the health guru who started it all, watches his younger brother become wildly successful with a slightly sweetened version of his own invention. The brothers barely speak for the rest of their lives. Today, Americans eat about 2.7 billion boxes of cereal every year. That's roughly 14 pounds of cereal per person. And it all traces back to that moment in 1894 when two brothers forgot about a pot of wheat and decided to experiment rather than give up. National Cereal Day isn't just about grabbing your favorite box and pouring a bowl. It's about remembering that some of the best innovations come from happy accidents, from mistakes we choose to explore rather than discard. The Kellogg brothers could have thrown away those flakes. They could have started over. Instead, they leaned into the unexpected and created something that changed breakfast forever. What mistakes in your life might actually be opportunities in disguise? What failed experiments might lead to your own unexpected success? And while we're thinking about unexpected things, here's something worth preserving: the stories from your own kitchen. The recipes that didn't go as planned, but became family favorites anyway. The traditions that started by accident. The moments when something went wrong and turned out wonderfully right. These stories, your stories, they're worth writing down. Your grandchildren will want to know about the time you burned the turkey, but everyone laughed so hard it became the best Thanksgiving ever. Or the cookie recipe you accidentally doubled the salt in and had to improvise. Or the family breakfast tradition that started simply because someone forgot to go grocery shopping. These aren't just memories, they're your legacy, the moments that make your family uniquely yours. If discovering these delicious slices of history makes you smile, join the History Sparks community. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Because every day we're serving up stories that prove the best moments in history often happen by accident.